What do YouTube? Welcome back to another Movie Fanatics video. And today we talking cruise. We talking Mission Impossible. Before we get started, please be sure to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, and most definitely share. I gotta say, it is an honor to share this last Mission Impossible movie with you guys. Like, I literally just sat down and I binged watched all 7 movies within the past week, and I highly recommend everybody watch the first 7 movies before they come and check out the final installment of Mission Impossible 8 Final Reckoning. So there is multiple. Yep, you kind of have to retrack a couple of things from the previous Mission Impossible movies. Most notably, I would probably say Mission Impossible 1, 3, and I will obviously 7. I feel like those are like the most important Mission Impossible movies that you really have to reference back to remember certain events during the course of these movies. But I'm like a Mission Impossible connoisseur right now. I'm on that Mission Impossible right now. But anyway, the Mission Impossible movies 7 and 8, Dead Reckoning and Final Reckoning, were both shot back to back, which I was kind of suspicious about, because when they end up doing these back to back things, I feel like they try to like cram so much information within that last movie where it kind of gets a little bit dull for a while. But with this Final Reckoning Mission Impossible movie, like, it was just action throughout the whole movie, where yeah, there were some parts for me where I felt like was a little bit too drug out a little bit, but it was able to give me that happy little balance when it came down to me sitting down and watching this movie. Now, my biggest regret that I have that I wasn't here in 2023 to review part 1. So we're going to be doing part 2. So I'm going to try to touch on a couple of minor little details before we pop in to actually doing the review for the 8th movie, Final Reckoning, where in the 7th movie, a Russian stealth submarine called the Sevastopol ends up activating an AI using a 2-piece key. The AI is called the Entity. Like, this is like the most dangerous AI. Like, it definitely had some similarities to Terminator with Skynet, if I'm being honest with you, if we were going to make the comparison. But this AI called the Entity is able to manipulate cyberspace. So we're talking about this AI is able to take control of all the world powers, nuclear missiles. And one of the things that in all these AI movies that we end up coming down to, whether it be freaking even the Age of Ultron, we're talking about Terminator, the first thing they want to do is just take over the nukes. They just want to nuke the freaking world because of the fact that the humans, they just are very, very destructive. But that's usually how it usually goes with these movies. So with the Entity basically having all the power in the world, it's left up to Ethan to try to figure out a way to stop the Entity. And Luther ends up coming up with this malware called the Poison Pill, where it isolates the Entity into a physical drive where it completely eliminates the threat. Now, obviously, Gabriel from the previous movie, he wants to be able to take control of the Entity, and Ethan, on the other hand, is like, look, this is too much power for one nation to have. But I felt like for a send off movie for Mission Impossible, this was a great movie. I love great tributes to when it comes down to the final movie of a beautiful franchise. And I feel like they did a pretty good job of doing a pretty good send off. Like I said, we had to refer back to some Mission Impossible movies for sure. Which again, I suggest that everybody, if you haven't watched the other 7 movies, you definitely need to watch the other 7 movies before you come and check out this 8th movie. Tom Cruise pulled out all the stunts. Like, I'm not even playing with you. Like, again, there were some stunts that were a little bit too drug out for me, but hey, again, I've been on this Tom Cruise Mission Impossible thing for like the past week, so I've kind of like, it's been a constant thing for me. And if I were to, let's just say, rate my favorite Mission Impossible movie, I'll probably say Rogue Nation was probably my favorite Mission Impossible movie. Now, as far as moving forward, because I kind of said this while I was watching the 7th movie yesterday. That was the 21st. I was watching the seventh movie, and I'm like, look, it's starting to look like they're trying to groom Haley Atwell, which is Grace's character, to possibly do a spinoff. That's just my honest opinion. Like, this is just my hypothesis with this, but it just seems like within these last two movies, they're literally trying to push her being the next, I guess, MIF agent. Like, I don't know what you're gonna call it. Like, yes, I don't think you could call it Mission Impossible because this is Tom Cruise's baby. But well, you never know. We saw all over the years, like when people just can't get enough of one particular franchise, they try to revive it and they try to do something with it, try to evolve it. So a lot to digest there, but a great send off movie for Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible. Let me know what you guys think. You know what it is. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. This is the Movie Fanatics. I'm up out of here, man.